When did your standard issue equipment fail at the worst possible moment? Afghanistan, 2009. We were 3 weeks into deployment when my radio decided to commit suicide during the worst firefight of my life. Staff Sergeant Wade had been drilling radio protocols into us for months before deployment. Your radio is your lifeline, he'd say constantly. When everything goes wrong, communication saves lives. I carried that PRC-148 everywhere, tested it daily, babied it like expensive equipment, followed every maintenance procedure in the manual perfectly, never had a single problem during training. The ambush hit us during what should have been a routine patrol. Our convoy got pinned down in this narrow valley, RPGs coming from 3 different directions. The lead vehicle took a direct hit, and suddenly everyone was screaming for medical evacuation. I keyed my radio to call for backup. Dead silence. Not even static. Tried again, checking frequencies, adjusting settings. Nothing. The display was completely black, like someone had yanked the batteries out while I wasn't looking. Curtis was bleeding badly from shrapnel wounds. Felix had taken a round through his leg. We needed helicopter support immediately, but my radio was useless as a paperweight. I could hear other squads calling for help on their radios, but mine stayed silent. The one piece of equipment I'd trusted completely had failed when soldiers' lives depended on it. Panic started setting in. Without radio contact, we were isolated, cut off from any support. The enemy had us surrounded, ammunition was running low, and wounded guys needed evacuation within minutes. That's when I noticed something weird. The radio's battery compartment felt loose, rattling when I moved it. Pulled off the back cover and found the problem immediately. All 4 batteries were sitting there looking normal, but they felt lighter than usual. Picked one up, and it was completely hollow inside. Someone had gutted the batteries and left empty plastic shells. Every single battery in my radio was fake. Started checking other equipment frantically. Night vision batteries, GPS batteries, flashlight batteries, all of them were hollow shells with no actual power cells inside. Felix groaned in pain. What's taking so long with that radio call? I couldn't tell him someone had sabotaged our equipment. Couldn't explain that we were trapped because of counterfeit batteries that never should have made it past supply inspection. Used my backup signal mirror to flash an SOS toward the nearest ridge. Took 40 minutes, but eventually caught the attention of an Apache helicopter crew making patrol rounds. They relayed our position to base, and quick reaction force arrived just as we were running out of ammunition. Curtis and Felix both made it to medical care in time. Back at base, investigation revealed the scope of the problem. 30% of our unit's batteries were counterfeits, shipped from a contractor in Pakistan who'd been substituting fake components to maximize profits. The hollow battery shells looked identical to real ones from outside, but contained no actual power cells. Just weighted sand to feel normal when shaken. Military investigators found the contractor had been running this scam for 8 months, selling worthless equipment to American forces while genuine supplies got diverted to black market sales. They traced the fake batteries to 17 different forward operating bases across Afghanistan. Other units had lost radio contact during firefights, experienced equipment failures during critical missions, all because of counterfeit components. The investigation led to congressional hearings about military supply chain security. New inspection protocols got implemented, contractor oversight increased dramatically. Felix recovered completely and finished his deployment. Curtis needed 3 surgeries but stayed in the army and made sergeant first class. The Pakistani contractor got arrested by local authorities 6 months later. Military court sentenced him to 20 years in prison for endangering American soldiers' lives. But here's what really got me. During the trial, we learned his company had made over $2 million selling fake batteries to the US military. They used the profits to buy a mansion in Islamabad and sent their kids to expensive private schools in London. My radio failure that almost got my squad killed had paid for some war profiteer's luxury lifestyle on the other side of the world.